Hi everyone, welcome back to Pete and Grada's talk on Tuesday. We're from the Purple House Wellness Centre in Tasmania, and every Tuesday we discuss a topic related to your health and well-being. Today Pete is smiling because we're going to talk about his favourite subject, and that is to do with your stomach acid production. And did you know that most people walking around planet Earth today have extremely low stomach acid levels, not too high, and they are killing their digestive fires, even more so with the most prescribed over-the-counter drugs, which are things like Nexium, Losec. Can you mention a few others, Pete?
Zomac, and all the antacids that people swallow, like Mylanta.
For stomach pain, but the problem is actually you have to flip it on its head. Most people don't have enough stomach acid, and their problems all boil down to the same thing. You need to boost your stomach acid and take something to boost your stomach acid, not to kill your stomach fires. Okay, so do you want to talk about some symptoms people could be experiencing when they don't have enough stomach acid, Pete?
Well, typically bloating, so your food's not being digested properly. Bloating and burping and reflux is predominantly a sign of not having enough acid production in the stomach, because when we eat our food, we throw big lumps of meat down there, and they, by right, should be dissolved, just like an acid bath. I'm not sure whether you've ever watched
Breaking Bad,
a drug cartel movie where they get rid of bodies in hydrochloric acid baths, and it dissolves them and gets rid of the evidence. That's our stomach.
Well, that's your stomach produces hydrochloric acid.
That's what our stomach is meant to be like. It gets down to very low pH, and it's meant to, dissolve all the protein, break down all the protein, so it's broken down to amino acids, so we can use those as building blocks for new cells. Now, if it gets down to a pH, if it only is at a pH of 3, the food isn't digested, isn't broken down. Plus the bacteria that we eat that are on the food that we consume, they aren't killed. So they start fermenting the food and produce the gas, and then we get burping and reflux.
And sometimes bad breath.
And then if there's parasites on there, they stay alive and take up residence in the body, and we end up with a whole string of digestive issues, and it goes from bad to worse very quickly. And people these days do a lot of exercise, and they're putting their bodies under a lot of stress when they do that. We don't, if we are in stress, we don't produce hydrochloric acid, because the body knows if we're meant to be running away from danger and producing...
your body doesn't your body doesn't want to digest.
It puts it in stress mode, which we're producing adrenaline. We need to be in the other side of that automatic nervous system to digest our food properly and produce hydrochloric acid. So we need to be nice and relaxed, and our body is able to digest food properly when we're like that. Okay,
just to cut a long story short, because I always like to get straight to the point myself, I want people to tell me the solution. Lots of people are very happy with the betaine HCl, right? So betaine HCl is a natural product. It's very cheap as well, $42 for 250 capsules that can boost your stomach acid levels back to healthy levels again. And often your stomach, once the fires are burning steadily and happily, often the body will take over from there. So it's not always something that you have to take for the rest of your life.
And there is a regime that you follow. You build it up to, you can build it up to 5 capsules a meal, and then
and it starts to feel nice and warm in your body, then you know that you're digesting your food properly.
And then you can start reducing it, because once you start producing your own hydrochloric acid, again, if you will do, you don't need anywhere near so much.
And we also have an alternative product called Proton Plus. Some people prefer this one, that really helps with digestion as well.
That's got a lot of beta and HCl in.
Exactly. So what's wrong with not producing enough hydrochloric acid? Well, I'll just give you a picture. So imagine you're camping somewhere and you're trying to light a little fire, or maybe you're lucky enough to got a little fire going, but it's like drizzly raining out there, and then you can't find kindling, right? So stomach acid is like, or beta and HCl is like adding kindling to your stomach fires. Imagine if you just settle down for like a few big fat wet sticks or logs, and you put them on your fire, and that will just kill the fire, right? And then you're cold and nothing works.
Well, it's nearly like pouring petrol on the fire.
When you take beta and HCl,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
So most people at different times of their life definitely need to boost their stomach acid levels with something like beta and HCl. I do. Peter doesn't so much.
We, after probably the age of 30 or 40, production of a lot of chemicals in our body starts to decline. And yeah, most of us would, over that age, would benefit from taking more HCl, hydrochloric acid in the form of beta and HCl that comes from the beet to aid protein digestion. Yeah.
And also carbohydrate digestion, because if your stomach becomes too alkaline, you can't even digest your carbohydrates anymore. We've had clients who had that symptom. It's like they swallow their food, let's say a chew on potato, and they swallow it and it won't go down, it just sits here. And then eventually sometimes these people have an operation to repair the mechanism, and there's nothing wrong with the mechanism. Actually what's wrong is they need to create healthy acid levels in their stomach. So I quickly want to describe this problem. So Tracy, we just call her Tracy, but the story is real. She was one of our clients, and she was a real tough case. So she had been to like multiple specialists, something like 20. She was only 40 and she felt like giving up. So she had IBS, she couldn't eat. So she was already diagnosed with IBS by the doctors. She couldn't eat dairy, gluten, fruit, vegetables, spicy or fatty food. And she would suffer so badly if she ate anything or that she often had to spend 2 or 3 hours on the toilet with very intense belly aches. So she only ate rice, potatoes, chicken or fish in very small amounts. She couldn't go out because she had spastic colon, so her tummy would spasm up. She also had thyroid disease. She couldn't sleep at night because she had restless legs. She was always bloated, and she always had bladder issues as well, so she often had to take antibiotics for her bladder. And she was taking Nexium for her stomach, Valium for her nerves. She was taking masorelactans. She was taking calcium, vitamin D, and heaps of other stuff. Honestly, it was incredible. She could have been
on iron tablets as well, because often if you don't produce enough hydrochloric acid to break your food down, you become anemic. You're not getting the nutrients from your food that your body needs.
She also had like dizziness, and she had like weak nails and weak hair. And really, she was only 40 and literally a crumbling mess. Now, we share this with you because many people experience maybe half of those symptoms, which is already bad enough, right? Many people do. So, when Peter did the full biomedics audit, like we call it, the full health audit, he found out that her stomach acid levels were very, very impaired. And so that was remedied with the beta and HCl and other things. And Tracy, of course, she's doing really, really well today. She's one of our regular clients. She also had parasites, by the way. So, of course, that proves the point that we make, that parasites are everywhere. You can't avoid them you just can't avoid them because they're everywhere.
They also put a toxic load on our body. Our liver has to get rid of those toxins. And, you
get itchy skin. I'm just getting itchy thinking about parasites. You get itchies all over.
Skin issues. Yeah.
You grind your teeth at night. Lots of so parasites our body has a natural protection, and that is your stomach acid fire. It's like an acid fire; they can't get past there. So this is the solution to create healthy digestion. You start at the top, because of course the stomach is at the top, and if your stomach isn't healthy, then your liver has to work extra hard, your gallbladder, and you get things like IBS and spastic colon, or constipation as well. Constipation and low stomach acid often go hand in hand as well. So all of this is like not cool at all, like it really destroys the quality of your life, right? So that's why we wanted to tell you about it again. So Pete, anything else? So also, Peter mentioned just before our talk to remember magnesium. So everyone needs magnesium as well. That goes without saying.
That's to relax you, to get you out of the stress mode into that side of the automatic nervous system that where you produce your hydrochloric acid. And the stomach is the only place in our body that can withstand that acid. Small bowel likes to be neutral pH, and the way it overcomes that acidity from the stomach is each time the sphincter at the bottom of the stomach lets out a tiny little bit of acid food, the gallbladder gives a squeeze of concentrated bile that's quite alkaline. So it neutralises that acid food, and in so doing creates quite a fizz and bubble, and it completes the digestive process, neutralises the stomach contents, and the small bowel can take all the nutrients it likes.
Yeah, so you need to think of your bile as your own detergent that keeps your small and large intestine healthy and clean, right? So it all works together, it all has different triggers. So your stomach is meant to be extremely acid, and the large bowel also benefits from acidity, but your small intestine likes to be more neutral, and so on. So there are all these different parts of your body that swap between acid and alkaline, which is the way your body keeps you healthy and, fit. And so you get your nutrients. Anyway, the article will be posted around the video somewhere, so please take a little bit of time to read it. Article, see if it rings a bell. If you, for instance, have like nails that break off all the time, or your hair isn't healthy and you have skin problems, it means your body needs healing from the inside out. And it's not absorbing the nutrients that it gets from the food on your plate. Because here's the thing, you could be growing all your own foods and eat super healthy, but if your stomach acid is low, you're still not getting all the nutrients. No. You might only get 20%. And your stomach acid levels can even drop just from a bad phone call, from having an argument with somebody, from having to pay your tax bill, from not having a good night's sleep.
Argument around the table.
Anything that that puts you into fight and flight, or watching the news, like social media, scrolling. There are triggers from the outside all the time that cause our digestion to suffer, right? So we've also got like free ebooks on our website. It's called The Purple House, a Wellness Journey Guide. So this guide, and it's completely free, has suggestions what to do for healthy living. It's very, very easy. We kept it very simple. It's got examples, lots of recommendations, things to stop immediately, things to start immediately. It's all in here, so please click on the website and download it. And then it's got suggestions, meal suggestions.
Well,
very
food
easy.
Suggestions.
Yeah, very easy reading, and you can share it with other people as well. So I don't think there was anything else. If you have any questions, if you want us to talk about something next week, please let us know. So really, the last thing I wanted to say is people are often very low in minerals as well. So if you're low in minerals, your body can't make enough healthy hydrochloric acid levels. So we always recommend that you have adequate unrefined salt in your diet every single day. And the amount is also written in this little book.
Some people's cell membranes are not permeable enough either, which I can determine with the full health audit testing. And if they're not permeable enough, they're not getting things into the cells to produce the hydrochloric acid, and then it can't allow that hydrochloric acid out at mealtime.
Yeah,
So
that's another issue.
That's another issue.
So yeah, if you resonate with any of this and you want to give yourself a proper go over and boost, strengthen your weak points and really boost your immune system and everything, I definitely suggest that you check out the full health audit that Peter does, or even just come and have a look at your blood under a microscope, and all the sessions, the healing sessions that Peter and I do, because other than the scientific, like whatever you call it, everything is of course science, but we also do healing sessions that completely balance your body and you can totally relax. So all the stresses leave your body and it's like you can start again with a clean slate. So we do that as well. We just call that a diagnostic session if you go online to book in, or also you can ring us on Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, and somebody will answer the phone. All right, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you find this helpful. If you did, please share it with your loved ones, and take care, take really good care of yourself, because you deserve it.
And have a good week, and we'll hopefully see you next week.
Bye for now.
Bye.